Hey everybody, what's up? So how you all are doing? Hope everyone is keeping safe and sound. Earlier, something which was such a casual expression to ask people about their well-being, now it has become more of a need to inquire about their safety and security in the light of the recent events all over the world. Few days back, I was asking the milkman, because his child he studies in Kazakhstan, so I was asking whether he's alright, he's doing okay, because it's also nearby. So things have turned a lot in the last 2 years, and what we have gone through, and right now also the position of the world. So it becomes all the more necessary to discuss and to talk about our today's topic, which is faith. At times in my life, I have been questioned by others, and also I do question myself. Do I believe? Do I have faith? Am I atheist? Am I theist? Am I just believing because I'm told to do so? Am I having faith in God because I have been conditioned like this? Or is it something really which comes from within? And right now, why it is more necessary, this is actually a very simple equation, okay, which we are going to come up to at the end of this video, that why believing, why having faith, it becomes much of a necessity, or it is all the more important and significant in our lives today. So let me tell you one incident from my life, and it's almost 10 to 15 years back. Very old incident. That was the first time when I realized that I have faith and I want to believe in God. So this was in 9th standard. I was in my biology class. I can tell you that any 9th grader or 10th grader can completely understand what I'm going to just share. So this period of teenage and adolescence and teacher teaching biology, I think most of the people they take it is a very funny situation when you are in a co-ed school, boys and girls sitting together, this education being given to them. We are getting this knowledge about our body. We are understanding what all systems are there, our body organs, and with that funny side of the story, and drawing diagrams and understanding what all is there actually inside this. The other part is very interesting. So here my teacher, she started with this central nervous system, and we were being explained about the concept of neurons, that how the transmission of the electronic signals work from our brain to all other parts of the body, and how within a blink of a second, or in just 1 second, or even less than that, blink of an eye, everything happens. Like, I want to itch, see, automatically my finger came over here. I want to clap, it happened. So this functioning of receiving and transmitting of signals, it just happens like this. And when it was being explained, I got so excited. My excitement and my amazement was on this level. Like, the best part of being young is to have a very curious and questioning mind. It is so much you want to inquire and learn about in those young age of life, that you think, what is next, how this is happening. So that concept of neurons working, it surprised me, and more exciting than to know that how our body work, which was put to our knowledge in the few classes that all the systems were taught. So for me, the more exciting part was not just to have this knowledge that my body is actually a masterpiece, but a question to the another level, who actually created this masterpiece. But I think any 9th grader would understand, no guts, no courage, and no boldness to ask and put question in the class at that age. So I did not ask anything to my professor, and believe me, he was not a, or I think she was not a easy one to ask questions. So I just kept my curiosity to myself, and I tell you, my situation was so similar to that rancho of Three Idiots that I was having this big smile all the time sitting in my biology class and thinking, who is that great guy who actually created this masterpiece? Our body, when you study in biology, it is so beautifully designed. All the body parts are fit in that synchronization to support each other. It is such a fine system designed to help us to survive and carry out all our tasks. Finally, the question now came to my mother, and it was not the first time she was answering this. So she said, obviously, God, He created you and everybody else, not only humans, but everything what is present today in this world, whatever you see, it's all because of the creation of God. And this is not, surprise me at all, because she said the same thing a lot of times before, and she always asked me to thank God, be more grateful, offer prayer and everything else. But I never actually I did it, but never it came out of willingness. It was always because I was asked to do. But that moment when I was getting this knowledge of functioning of neurons, getting the knowledge of my body, in those 2 or 3 biology class, my whole perspective got changed. I was getting that feeling of enlightenment, that a great secret has been revealed to me. I know something so deep, and I wanted that. There was this urge inside me first time to thank God, that someone who can create such a masterpiece, such a marvelous design, we need to truly thank Him. We need to have our belief in Him. Take a moment from a day and observe your body. You will be amazed, you will be surprised that how this wonderfully complex but yet simple working body helps you to carry out all your activities of the day. You're blinking, talking, reacting, thinking, walking, sleeping, you're smelling, you're touching, you're feeling, everything. Imagine yourself without this body. Now, this is not a masterpiece, then what? If somebody asks you, or if somebody now asks me today, how can you say that God exists? This is the biggest proof that God exists. If you have a body, if you recognize or you are one with your body, if you understand how it helps you, then what else you require, or what other reason you need to know more than that God exists? This first time, that deep urge inside me to thank God for creating such a beautiful masterpiece, I think that day I started believing in God, and that day I got my faith. That day I wanted to know more about God. And as I having said this, as I promise in the beginning of the video, I'm going to give you one very simple equation why we need to discuss and talk more about faith today. See, I read it somewhere, and also when I read it, I was trying to understand and grasp the idea behind it, and it totally works. So it was very simple. Faith leads to fearlessness, and fearlessness gives you inner peace and happiness. Just think about it. Just try to think them together. If you have faith, you are fearless. I believe in somebody, therefore I am fearless because I know he or she is there. And if I am fearless, I won't overthink. I won't get stressed. I won't be in any sort of confusion. Even if I will be, I'll get sorted out by talking to that person. So I will naturally have peace and joy inside me, around me. So it is the faith which leads to fearlessness and which ultimately results in inner peace and confidence and happiness, which I think what else we need. If you ask anybody today, what do they need? They need peace, they need happiness. So it is faith which results into this, and that is the sole reason we are in deep need, we are in great need to talk about faith, which is fading these days. And in the coming episodes we are going to talk more about it. Rather, we will be joined by someone who is also somebody I know believes in God and practicing spirituality, and being she herself believes into God a lot, and we'll discuss and talk more about on this topic about getting lost in this world and finding our way back, and how does in this process to find our way back to God, how our belief system, how our faith, how that touch of spirituality, how that connection with God helps us to regain ourselves. Stay tuned. I hope you would also like the other videos coming into this series very soon, and thanks for watching.